Most people think winter camping is straight up insane. And honestly, I can't blame them. The cold, the snow, the long nights, it sounds absolutely miserable. But here's the truth. With the right gear, the right techniques, and a few game-changing tricks, winter camping can actually be warm, comfortable, and just a ton of fun. And today, I'm going to show you how. This isn't about just surviving the cold. It's about actually enjoying the experience. So let's get into it. Tip number 1, your sleeping bag won't save you. A warm sleeping bag is not enough for winter camping. If you're relying on your bag alone to keep you warm, I've got some bad news. You're going to be in for a rough night. What you actually need is a full sleep system where each part works together to trap heat and to keep you comfortable. Let's start off with your sleeping pad. This is actually the most important part of your sleep system. If your sleeping pad doesn't have an R value of at least 5, you're going to lose heat to the frozen ground all night long. Next up is your sleeping bag. You want to get a bag that's rated at least 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit colder than what your expected temps are. Trust me, manufacturers tend to overestimate warmth. Next up is an overquilt. This is completely optional, but adding a synthetic overquilt actually helps boost the warmth of your sleep system and helps manage condensation, preventing moisture buildup inside your sleeping bag. Next up is an insulated pillow. Now, most people will forget this one, but the cold ground will suck heat from your head just as quickly as it does from your body. And using an insulated pillow helps dramatically. So pro tip, if you wake up cold in the middle of the night, throw your puffy jacket over top of you for just a little bit more insulation. Tip number 2, the fire is a liar. Your layers matter more. A fire may make you feel all nice and warm and toasty, but it's actually tricking you. And that's because a fire only warms the part of you that's actually facing it. The front of your body, oh, all nice, warm, and toasty. The back, not so much, it's freezing. If you actually want to stay warm, your layers do all the real work. Base layers are for moisture wicking to keep sweat from cooling you down. Your mid layer, fleece is your friend here. It traps heat while still breathing. Insulating layer, puffy jackets are great, but down stops insulating when it gets wet. So you may want to consider a synthetic backup if conditions are damp. Last up is your outer shell. A windproof and waterproof shell locks in warmth and helps block out chill winds. So pro tip, hand warmers are a great addition. Toss them in your boots, your gloves, and even inside your sleeping bag. But a warning, some hand warmers get crazy hot, over 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius. Don't put them directly on your skin, or you might wake up with actual burns. Tip number 3, stay warm at camp before you go to bed. One of the biggest mistakes I see winter campers make, they sit around camp and they slowly get colder. Then they crawl into their sleeping bag already chilled, thinking that they'll warm up throughout the night, and they never do. They stay cold all night long. Here's how to fix that. Stay active before bed. Chop wood, organize camp, prep gear, anything. Just keep moving. Do 30 seconds of some activity like jumping jacks or air squats just before you get into your sleeping bag. You want to get the blood flowing. This will help kind of warm up your core and lock in that heat. But you want to be careful that you don't start sweating. So never get into your tent already cold. You want to feel warm before you zip in. So the simple pro tip here, if you start to feel cold at camp early in the evening, don't just sit there and suffer in silence. Get up and move around. Tip number 4, hot water bottles, the ultimate heat hack. Want a cheat code for winter camping? Boil water, pour it in an Nalgene, and toss it in your sleeping bag. It is an instant mini heater. It's amazing. So when you snuggle in for the night, place it near your core, under your armpits, between your thighs. This will help warm your blood faster. You want to use a leak-proof bottle. I've never had an issue with Nalgene's. Just make sure that the lid is twisted on really tight and that you don't have any leaks. You may want to wrap the Nalgene bottle in a sock if it's too hot. You want warmth, not burns. The bonus hack here is in the morning, your water will still be warm. You're not going to have to fight with frozen water in your water bottle. Tip number 5, the right footwear for snow and ice. Winter camping with the wrong footwear, prepare for misery. I've heard of a guy who actually tried trail runners in deep snow once. Let's just say it didn't end well. His feet were soaked, frozen, and useless. That mistake ended his trip early. Here's how to do it right. Use insulated, waterproof boots. This will help your feet stay warm and dry. You want to use boots with good traction. Aggressive tread will help prevent slipping on snow and ice. And wear gaiters. This helps keep snow out of your boots, which is critical in deep powder. And a pro tip, when you're stopping for a break, don't just stand there. Stomp your feet, wiggle your toes, do anything to help keep circulation moving in your feet. Tip number 6, ventilation is key. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but you actually need to vent your tent in the winter. Why, you ask? Condensation. Breathing in a closed tent leads to moisture buildup, which leads to frozen walls in the morning. To help mitigate this, crack the tent vents open to let moisture escape. Double wall tents help. They trap heat better while reducing frost on the inside. Pro tip, waking up with frozen gear inside your tent is miserable. Vent your tent properly and your sleeping bag and your clothes and everything else will thank you in the morning. So there you have it. Winter camping doesn't have to suck. It's all about having the right gear, the right techniques, and most importantly, the right mindset. So the biggest takeaways, move before bed so you don't start the night cold. Use a hot water bottle inside your sleeping bag. Invest in proper boots with great traction. A warm sleep system is about more than just a sleeping bag. Don't rely on the fire to keep you warm, and watch this video to level up your layering game and avoid the one mistake that's making you freeze this winter. What are your hacks for camping in the winter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to learn from your experience. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more videos like this. And until next time, 1 Corinthians 10:31.